Let's get into class, and the competency-based curriculum has elicited a lot of reactions online, with parents sharing their frustrations on the kind of assignments that children bring home that require their help. Others have gone ahead to share videos and make memes criticizing the curriculum. NTV's Lofty Matambo, in partnership with Ruth Sarmwe, went out to try and demystify the CBC.
It is a picture that caught the attention of many, where a student was required to present a photo of themselves preaching in a crusade at a nearby market. In a signed response dated 15th September 2021, the parent wrote, "No gathering because of COVID-19 protocols did not take place." This video, among several, has been making rounds on social media as Kenyans on the interwebs made fun of the curriculum.
Hii inaitwa CBC.
Hata ndio nasikia kwako sasa inaitwa CBC. Mimi sijasikia.
Kwa hivyo hiyo maana ya CBC, hiyo maana yote in full hujui yote
Hata sijui inamaanisha nini, sijui.
Mary says she has experienced challenges adjusting to the new curriculum since her son, who was in school at the time of the interview, joined grade 4.
Tukifika class 6, unaenda kufanya mtihani ya class 6. Sasa tukauliza, sasa hii ni gani? Kwani mmekuwa watu wa Uganda? Watu wa Uganda ndio najua hakuna 8. Sikasema mambo ya serikali hatuwezi pinga.
She is just but a representation of many other parents living in slum areas. The curriculum has now forced parents and guardians who never set their foot in class to interact with their children as they work on their assignments.
Nimwambia na mwalimu mwenye amekupea atakuonyesha vile inafanywa, mimi sijui.
Sasa mnasaidianaje hapo?
Sasa hiyo mwalimu akishindwa na mimi nishindwe, hapo tupite hivyo. Ape ingine. Yenye ataelewa.
Every parent is intelligent. They must engage their children, whether they like it or not.
Curriculum hailasimishwi, inajiqualify yenyewe kupitia pilot na inakuwa na alama. Ikipata alama zaidi ya 50, bas inaendelea. Lakini ile summative pilot 40 kupitia ile expert evaluator ambaye ilichaguliwa na serikali.
This is the book that the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development set as the main guidebook for teachers as they impart knowledge on CBC. It is called the Orange Book. It says pupils should be taught how to start projects and solve day-to-day challenges, unlike memorizing information, as has been the case with the 844 system.
Sio watoto wote ambao wataweza kujibu maswali wakiandika. Kwa hivyo mtaala huu unatarajia kwamba ikiwa mwalimu atakuwa anamfunza mtoto kulingana na uwezo wake, itabidi kwamba kama ni ile test ameset, ataset test tofauti lakini ya kitu kimoja.
In CBC, continuous assessment exams are graded in 4 ways: below expectation, nearing expectation, meeting expectation, and exceeding expectation.
Wakati huu wanafanya subjects karibu 8-9, lakini tunasema sasa watakuwa wanafanya subjects 3 ama 4 ndio waweze kushughulikia ile career ambayo wanataka.
I have never found a CBC classroom not being attended to by a competent teacher. So what the hell are you people talking about?
Tunajua waziri wa elimu hataki kuhusisha chama. Kwa hivyo Wakenya wajue curriculum ile inakuwa rolled out, sisi hatumo huko.
Now can you mix?
The challenges brought by CBC, its cost implication, and feedback reports from parents, whether true or false, may continue to ignite debates. Still, the government is urging parents to start embracing the change.
Kwangu imegonga mwamba, imenishinda kabisa.
Ruth Sarmwe, NTV.
Concerns aside, a petition challenging the competency-based curriculum is being actualized by, among others, the LSK President Nelson Havi, even as the government vows to go ahead implementing the new curriculum. Leila Mohammed spent some time with several pioneer class members, now in grade 5, in an urban setting, and brings us the views of both parents and teachers on what their CBC concerns are and what they feel needs to be done to make learning easier for their children.
A home science lesson on communicable diseases is made more interesting by videos projected on the whiteboard in the classroom. The lesson today, like many more in the school week, has the pupils engaged visually while also learning IT skills that the teachers say will be key for them in the future. The teachers say that since embarking on the CBC journey, their days pan out differently.
It is quite involving, yes, we agree, but most learners love CBC. Actually, learning has become so easy in class because we do more of interaction. We engage learners more in class.
What makes you happy about learning?
While infrastructure and internet connectivity isn't an issue in this urban setup, there is still need to become more innovative.
Supposed to print, if the parent cannot print, what do? The child can draw. Yes, yeah. So we try to use locally available materials in our school to make even life easier for even our own parents and even the children.
The outdoors is an integral part of the CBC classroom. In these 2 lessons, art and craft is undertaken with one class learning how to weave, while the younger ones play with colors.
We're making our frame, and arts and crafts help us to be creative.
Teachers are also learning in the process of teaching in this new model.
After sending maybe 2 or 3 teachers there, when they come back, we always get trained here. And at times also, he always get people from outside, maybe people from the KICD, who always come and train us here.
The Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development says that the curriculum for grades 6 to 10 is already being mapped out.
Are you ready for junior high?
Yes.
And that junior secondary will engage learners with more subjects to enable them pick which system they shall follow in senior school. At this center, teachers hope that these little ballerinas will make a living out of dance if their passions lead them into the arts in their future. Teachers say there is a difference in how they assess the progress of the pupils.
There is observation, there is also discussion, there is written test. So actually CBC is very good for us during the assessment. The learners who are not able, the ones who are maybe the low achievers or the time takers, are also able to be assessed in a different way.
Hii meza tunachora.
The ministry has challenged parents to embrace the time shared with their children to undertake their assignments. For parents, the disparity between public and private school systems is just like day and night.
Wakati mvumo ulipoanza kwamba elimu ni ya bure, wanafunzi walisongamana katika shule. Darasa moja unapata iko na wanafunzi 100. Sasa unajiuliza, je, hawa wanafunzi 100 kwa mwalimu mmoja wanapata nini? Baada ya hapo shule za umma hazina vifaa.
While parent-teacher engagement in the private sector is better in the public system, parents like Geoffrey say this is minimal.
Hakuna siku nimeitwa nikaambiwa kwamba serikali imetoa pesa. Mkutano ambaye tunaenda ni kuambiwa kwamba mtoto hajakuja na vitu fulani.
For his wife, the greater concern is the lack of clarity on the transition into secondary school.
Juu kama next year niko na mtoto mwenye anaenda junior high school, niambie venye anatoshana hivyo. Sasa hauwezi transferisha mtoto, kuna masharti tu ameweka, ndio mtoto atoke hapa, lazima uende kwa county government approve.
A case challenging the curriculum is expected to be filed in court, with the ministry insisting that CBC is here to stay, and while it may not be perfect, they will do all it takes to improve.
So as the conversation of the pros and cons of CBC continue at the top tier level, for many among the pioneer class, it has been able to open up a world of opportunities, and they see the world through a different lens, and they hope that government will continue to make corrections where possible to make life better for their learning. Leila Mohammed, NTV, Nairobi.
Away from the round-the-clock electricity supply, internet connectivity, smartphones and computers, we take you to a rural setup where such necessities are still considered a luxury by many households. On the outskirts or in the outskirts of Kisumu town, Okokusa found Christine Sakina's family grappling with the intricacies of the competency-based curriculum brought about largely by inadequate finances.
We found Christine Sakina helping her son Humphrey with his homework. Humphrey is a grade 4 pupil at Obambo Primary School. He's also a student of the controversy-riddled competency-based curriculum, CBC.
Changamoto tunayo tena mingi sana juu saa zingine mtoto amepewa homework na hizo vitu unajua zinatumiwa kwa computer, saa zingine hauna pesa hizo sana hizo vitu za printing.
Christine, who earns her livelihood by babysitting, says that some of the school requirements are too costly.
Ukienda kwa printing wanakuambia ni 100 na maybe hizo vitu zimepita hata 100 na hizo 100 hata huwezi afford. Sasa hizo ndio shida ambayo tunazo.
In some situations, Humphrey is forced to return to school without completing the tasks.
Kuna siku mwalimu alisema ati mzazi kama ako na hiyo simu ya smartphone apigwe picha na penye ananyunyuzia mboga, maji, nini, na ilipata kama sina hiyo simu. Sasa ikabidi hiyo nini, hiyo exam hakufanya.
Christine and her husband, who operates a boda business, have been grappling with the demands for some time before resolving that the best way to cope with the new system is to deliver what is within their reach.
Unaenda unaambia mwalimu, pia mwalimu anakuelewa.
Everybody say, these are my ears.
Christine and her son's challenges are experienced miles away in Bungoma County, where we meet another set of parents with complaints.
Sina wakati. Hiyo sasa mfumo huu umeleta mambo mengi. Sasa hata mimi kama mzee hivi kukaa na mtoto ati anasoma hii haiwezekani.
You take that toothpaste, either you put on a brush or a tube, what is stick. Tuko pamoja. Na hiyo kijiti yako unaona? Utatumia hiyo kubrush meno.
Indeed, the teachers have no choice but to appreciate the fact that most of the learners belong to families with financial difficulties and live in remote areas where obtaining certain services and commodities is a nightmare.
Kwa hivyo masomo yetu haifiki pahali ambapo natakana kulingana na ukosefu wa vifaa ambavyo vinahitajika kupeana wanafunzi kutoka kwa wazazi.
Though some of the teachers are supportive of the new system, others are of the opinion that some areas need a little, if not a complete overhaul, to streamline it.
Nikiangalia kwa curriculum design, kuna pahali ambapo wanasema watoto wafanye swimming. Na ukikuja kwa hii shule yetu, hakuna pahali sehemu ya maji ambaye hawa watoto wataenda kujifunza kuogelea. Sasa mimi kama mwalimu huwa nashindwa hilo somo nitafunza namna gani? Na sina pahali ambapo kuna maji imetengwa hawa watoto wajifunza kufanya nini? Kuogelea kama nini samaki.
But in the meantime, learning must continue.
Utatumia hiyo kusukua meno. Utachukua tu hivi na unaona.
Huko Kusa, NTV.
The competency-based curriculum is facing challenges as is, and the difficulties are compounded for those who learn in environments of scarcity and insufficiency, basically the marginalized. Lois Wangoi shows the disparity of the CBC struggles from the rural and largely marginalized learners through the eyes of pupils from Tiati constituency, Baringo County.
It is mid-morning and PP1 learners at Riongo Primary School are settling for their first lesson. This picture of pupils in open-air classes using stones for seats is not out of the ordinary in Baringo County. This is a manifestation of years of economic marginalization, and as the country struggles to adapt the competency-based curriculum, the struggle here is twice, as these pupils lack the most basic of needs, including classrooms and school uniform.
Wanasomea chini ya miti kwa sababu madarasa havitoshi. So hiyo pia ni changamoto nyingine. Kwa sababu hii CBC kama hii msimu sasa unaona kama kuna mvua kidogo. Watoto wanaweza somea hapo chini ya miti inanyesha.
Riongo Primary School has only 5 teachers, making the implementation of CBC a Herculean task, granted that the curriculum is to be anchored on one-on-one engagements with learners. Teachers here are now forced to split classes to shifts to accommodate CBC teacher-pupil demands.
CBC in a cover from morning up to afternoon because they are large. They are large learning areas. So 6 and 7 they are in 8 for 4 system. So we suspend those classes up to late evening.
Like many schools in Tiaty, Baringo County, Riongo Primary School is not connected to the grid, never mind the government's pronouncements of lighting up all public schools in the country. As a result, learners here are disenfranchised of CBC digitized bits of learning.
Network hapa hivi ni shida, na unapo hii mambo ya CBC inahitaji sana maneno ya network, kwa sababu kuna links ambayo inahitaji walimu waingie ndio waonyeshe watoto kupitia internet.
It's assignment time at this CBC class, and teachers here have restricted themselves to theory work only, as communities here cannot afford day-to-day purchases for practical materials, as in the case in urban areas. This means learners in Tiaty miss out on the creativity and skill learning bits of CBC. Though parent engagement is encouraged, it is a challenge in this area.
Na wazazi wengi hawajaelewa hii mambo ya CBC. Na waelewi kwa sababu hawajasoma, hiyo ni shida. Most of our people are illiterate around.
Meal times further disclose the struggles CBC pupils go through here. Only porridge is on the menu on this day. There is some dirt-filled water too. These young ones manage their hunger on fluids all day long. For some, this is the only guaranteed meal of the day, as their parents and guardians contend with the ongoing drought. Lois Wangoi, NTV, in the county of Baringo.